I was still too young to understand. My father always told me that underworld people were mean, and all they wanted was our lands because life down there was too miserable for them, and that they wouldn't hesitate to take away our kingdom from us. However, the look in that man was totally different from what my father told my sister and me. He arrived one day, escorted by a few soldiers. He was tall with long gray hair and a beard which barely kept the blonde color it once had. He wasn't scary. Instead, he portrayed a tender look along with a gentle smile. After him, 2 more people arrived. A gorgeous woman with white hair. Her smile was as tender as his, or even more. I didn't know why it reminded me of my own mother. I felt a twinge in my heart, and I believed that Chara remembered her too, since I could feel how she held my hand with a hard grip. I looked down for a moment and found a little boy stuck behind the woman's dress. I'm pretty sure it was his son, since they shared the same color of hair. He was about the same age as my sister was. He looked at us, and I couldn't help smiling at him. He looked so cute. He hid back again behind his mother's dress, peeking out while walking towards the throne's hall instead of where my father was waiting. Who are they? They are the Underworld's royal army. They came to sign a peace treaty with the king. Meaning they don't want to fight us? I'm not sure. That will depend upon the agreement they make with the king. Let's go to the garden in the meantime. She held our hands and took us far away from the castle entrance. I couldn't see the royal family from the distance anymore, and I was wondering what will happen with them. I'm sure my father will hear them. He is too kind with us. Even after our mom passed away, he took care of us and played with us on his free time. He was a good father and an understandable king.
This video was sponsored by Undercards, a free Undertale/Deltarune multiplayer card game. You can find the link in the description below.
Chara and I played in the garden. We used to do flower crowns while our babysitter read us a book. At that moment, Chara stared at the garden's door. I turned around and saw that kid again, looking at us, peeping behind the door. How long has he been there? Hey, do you want to play with us?
Can I really play with you?
Absolutely. My name is Frisk, and my sister's name is Chara. What is your name?
My name is Asriel.
That was the first time I met Asriel. It didn't take too long for us to be friends. They stayed for a few days in the castle, time enough for my sister and me to like them. And her mother, Toriel, she was an excellent cake cook. That man with the kind look over there is King Asgore. He used to love our garden full of yellow flowers. All 3 of them were great people. However, I haven't seen them again. A while after that, my lovely father became cold and distant. He kicked out Asriel's family and declared war once again to the people from the underworld. It's been years since the war ended. Completely, momentarily, underworld people locked themselves behind a magical barrier, locking passage to my father's army, ending the fighting at last. Although, was that really what happened? I was still tired after spending weeks crying. My eyes were swollen, and I was worried about the future. I never wanted to think about what would happen when my father died. Even though I am 19 years old, I still feel like a child in need of protection. My sister barely leaves her room to eat or talk with our royal advisor. Now that my father passed away, it's my older sister's turn to claim the throne. However, I still feel that she is too sad to even think of being a queen. She is filled with regret against my father.
Years before.
Why did you kick out Asriel's family, Dad?
You don't have to understand. You will never talk to them again.
They were kind with us. They were not bad people. Why would you kick them out and declare war on them?
I won't talk about this matter anymore, all right?
Don't go near that family nor anyone from the underworld, especially the Prince Asriel. Is that clear?
My lord, I don't mean to disrespect you nor defy you, but I don't believe we can afford a war against the underworld people. As a reminder, there are many mages amongst their people.
My father's right hand, the scientist and sorcerer Gaster, was one of the most admirable men from the royal court, and his opinion was always the first my dad would listen to. A tall and slender man, with pale skin and really dark eye bags. He was always wearing black, which made him look gloomy, but he was trustable, and if there was someone to make my dad understand, that was Gaster.
Do you want to contradict me too, Gaster? If they fight against us using magic, so do we. You are in charge to develop a strategy to defeat the underworld people. You and your sorcerers will design that plan. As for you, I don't want you to talk about it anymore. Is that clear?
I hate you, Dad!
As you order, my lord. Me and my crew will work on it as soon as possible.
Chara? Sister, I understand you don't feel good, but you can't stay like that. You might get sick. Frisk, do you think we did the right thing, fighting against Dad? I think it wasn't right to declare war. But they locked themselves underground, and we had no option. That was a long time ago, though. It's no use for us to remember it anymore. Dad loved us both, even if we were mad at each other. I believe we could have avoided it. I believe that war was wrong. But I also miss Father a lot. I wish I didn't fight with him. I still miss Asriel. He used to talk about his kingdom. I miss Toriel a lot. I miss Asgore. I miss Asriel. He became my only friend. I miss Gaster. I miss Dad. I miss Mom a lot. She could have been a better queen than myself. I miss them a lot. She was crying restlessly. All I could do was hug her tight until she fell asleep. She will be crowned in a few days, and even though she is 2 years older than me, she was the same spoiled child, and that was too much pressure for her. I couldn't sleep during the night. In reality, I also missed the Dreamer family. I missed Asriel, my mom and my dad, but I swore my mom not to lose my determination. But when we went to her room the next morning, she was no longer... After you left me alone, I woke up. I remembered a lot of things, analyzing the alternatives we had. The truth is, I can't rule alone. I need all possible help, and I remembered the words that Gaster told me before he disappeared. Remember that he was like our uncle, and before he left, he talked to me in private. He asked me to take care of you. He told me that my father was planning horrible things for people from the underworld, and that I could not allow that. That he would look for a way to stop him, and that if I needed him someday, to go to Mount Abbott and seek answers there. Even though it's been only 2 years, I think it's time for me to look for him. No one else knows how to rule this kingdom as he does, and I need his help. I will look for him and come back before the crowning ceremony. Please keep this a secret. With love, Chara. What the hell is she thinking?
Princess, where are you going?
Looking for Chara. Flowey, please take care until we come back.
Princess? Princess!
Damn, I think it's going to rain. I know there's a cave at the top. She is probably taking shelter there.
Chara? Chara!
It's really dark here.
Chara!
Huh?